What should I do with my time? It is a strange point of interest that we live in a culture that somehow manages at one and the same time to feel profoundly pressed for time and also profoundly bored. I can understand one or the other, but not both. The reality is that just like our forefathers that have gone before us, every single one of us has 24 hours a day. No more, no less. The question is, what do we invest our time in? It's been said that if you want to know what matters to a person, look at their checkbook and see what they're writing checks for. I think it's probably even a bigger tell to look at how we spend our time. What are we invested in? And I think what's interesting is that so often one of the reasons we feel pressed for time is because we devote time to things that just sort of become givens in our life. I remember when I was a college student, and my father actually talked about this widely, and so embarrassed me, but he was telling the truth, that when I was in college, I would arrange each semester my classes as much as was possible to leave open a window of time from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock every afternoon, because that was the time that All My Children was on television. I wanted to see that. And that need, that wasn't really a need, sort of, interfered with the flow of the rest of my day. That we do so much of that, where we have things in our calendar, things in our schedule that we think we need to do, and it may just be something that we want to do, and we stop sort of seeing it as an opportunity to enjoy something. There's just nothing wrong with that. I remember also hearing this bit of wisdom from my father, who said, if you really want to have a productive day, stop making to-do lists and start making to-don't lists. I'm sure he picked that up in some leadership book somewhere, or time management book, but I thought that was quite brilliant. We just have things on our list that aren't necessary. Now, one of the things we need to really get right in our heads if we want to be a better user of the limited resource that is time is we have to acknowledge that it's limited. Now, that doesn't mean that, you YOLO, you only live once, or go for the gusto, that don't think about tomorrow. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that don't think about 200 years from now, in the sense that you're not going to be here. So you do need to invest wisely. You've heard the expression, time is money, and we want our money to work for us. When we consume less than we produce, we can invest that surplus, and it can bring still more income for us. Well, time, like money, is a rare commodity, and we need to invest it wisely. There's a reason why every now and again I devote a segment of this particular podcast to answer the question, how does this podcast get financed? Because I'm asking people who are benefiting from it to support it, because one of the ways, not the only way, but one of the ways that we measure the fruitfulness of our labor is, are people willing to pay for it? And if they're not, then maybe there's not a value assigned to it by people out there. Maybe we need to find something else to do. So, here's my counsel for you. Look at your time and ask yourself, what do I really want to spend time on? What matters to me the most? And what choices can I make with my time so that I am not wasting time? And in fact, what choices can I make now that will free up more time for me later? Treat it preciously. The Bible says that time is fleeting. Tempus fugit. So keep that in your mind all the time, to make the best use of all your time.